Updata's point and figure charting capability is really the best in the world, and I know that's a very big claim to make, but you'll see just from this short video how the system covers all the bases when it comes to point and figure charts. And here we see a 1% chart. It says a 1% log scale point and figure. Not many systems can do that with horizontal targets. The one box reversal chart here with horizontal target on as well. 60-minute charts here with automated vertical targets, and even down to 1 minute. And in fact, we can just change the box size, and in real time we start to see these targets building. So really powerful for trading if you want to get price targets and watch the market live projecting and producing these targets. And a lot of traders using Updata rely on these targets very heavily. And of course, the key thing about the system is it's just so configurable, so you can do pretty well anything you want when it comes to point and figure. But we'll start by just looking at some charts. And the classic thing that most users know with Updata is you just hit the T key, you just press T once, and it automatically will draw you an arithmetic box size with a rule of thumb 1% of the price with the vertical targets on. This is a 3-box reversal chart, and will automatically do that for you. You can then change the box sizes up or down, so this will give you more and less sensitive charts, and you can press the T key again and it will just put all the new trends and targets on for all the trends on for you. So that's a really powerful feature of the system, and many people using Updata go straight really to just pushing the T key. Press the T key. Here we have a 60-minute chart of the euro dollar. You want to know where that's going, just press T and it gives you the trends and targets. So we see we've got an uptrend here, we've got upside thrust targets, and we even put the percentages from the price where it is now to the target, so you can see what the percentage is to these targets. Again, features that have been requested by users over years and years and years of using the point and figure capability in Updata. And so if we take a look at some of the other things that you can do, so if we just take a chart here, we can go right down to 1 minute. The 1 minute chart will take a bit of time to load. There's a lot of data, especially with forex, and we can actually start to look at how the market's moving in real time. So if we it's loading this chart data while we do that. And by the way, Updata runs on multiple data sources. So here we're running on Google Finance. This is coming in from Thomson Reuters Icon. You can run on Bloomberg. This is another forex feed. Updata is compatible with over 50 different data sources, so you can really just pick and choose where you want to do your point and figure charting on. So we can see here we've got our real-time data. Shift T will give us the T key will just give us the trends and targets, and we see as we change this box size, we're making the chart more and more sensitive. And these green crosses here in real time are showing how the chart is building. So right now, we press the T key again and it will put the trends on. We've got a support trend there, a 45-degree trend line, and at the moment we're playing for this downside target of 0.06%, and this shows you in real time how the targets build, and as the columns change, targets are met. Absolutely fantastic for intraday trading. And of course you can do it, those were some forex examples. Here we've got some data from Google Finance. It's just simply the same code as you would use in Google Finance. And the simple thing to do is the Shift T key. So here is Facebook stock, and here we see we've got 29% upside, 28% upside. A really powerful capability there. You can even scan for point and figure upside, so you can scan for stocks that have more than X% upside. Take a look at our scanning videos to see how you scan for stocks with the most upside. So that is really powerful. So most of the users that use Updata just simply press the T key on any chart, instant gratification, gives you the trends and targets and gives you a picture. But of course the great thing is that if you want to go a step further with a point and figure capability, you truly can. So here we can actually go and do the point and figure charts ourselves. So for example, Google shares have risen a lot over a long period. We might decide we want to do a log scale. Now an arithmetic chart will be a fixed box size that is a percentage of the chart, a rule of thumb. So Google here has the price is $700, so it's going to choose 5 points because that's the nearest 1% sensible box size. If we go to a log scale, this is true log scale. So this is actually now charting the box size will actually change in a log scale. So when the price was 300, it will be 3, and when the price is 700, it will be 7. So really powerful in that it is actually taking the box size and changing it in a true log fashion. You don't even want to think about calculating these charts on your own. Of course, then we can calculate on high-low or low-high or the close. So that's another really powerful feature. And we can show the years on the chart as well. And we can actually base the points on a price range or just the last price. So if we do a 1% chart, this will be quite a long-term chart. This is 1% of the price. Press the T key again and it will give you the trends and targets. A lot of people want to place those targets on the chart themselves. The C key clears, and you can do that by just selecting the vertical count box up here. So you can see a thrust here, so you can place that on. There's another one here, so you can go again. You can also just press the V key for vertical, and you can go again and place these targets on manually. The true point and figure aficionados like to do that themselves, but of course if you're a bit lazy like me and you just want to press the T key, it's all automated. It will do it for you, and all the trend lines put in place as well. There's also a lot of configuration features with the system, so you can actually go and change the appearance of the point and figure, so you can actually decide whether you want which colors you want, whether you want to see the changing time frame intraday in another color. You can change the physical size of the point and figure, all sorts of things. And then the settings, again, a lot of different things here, again based on lots of user feedback. So intraday prices charts use 15% of the daily, and here we see we use 1% of the daily. You can change all of this. You can even base your box size on an average true range formula or your own standard deviation formula. The sky really is the limit. And when it comes to the targets, the trend lines, you can configure these. The automatic vertical counts, you can say how many you'd like on the chart. I'd like a maximum of 10. You can look at the accounts and configure all those as well. So it comes all pre-configured for you, but if you want more targets on your chart or less targets, you can do that as well. So really just that simple in terms of doing the boxes. If we take a look at doing, say, a one box chart, here we see that what we can do here is we can go, in fact we can do 2 box reversal, we can do other reversal, so you can have any box reversal that you like. But if we do a 1 box reversal, this is the NASDAQ 1 box reversal, and then we do still have the horizontal count tool. If you know how to do the horizontal counts, you can place those on, but again not as easy as the automated targets. So lots of different capabilities there. Just choose the reversal that you want and away you go. And remember, the T key will actually just draw the trends and targets automatically. So many people just, first thing they do when they fire up their system on any chart, they press the T key. Now we see here, this is some markets off Thomson Reuters. This is the Chinese stock market. It's risen very dramatically, big falls. These big moves will give us targets. We can actually just go and do the 1% box size. You can set your system up so that when you press the T key, it does. So here we see the Chinese market. It's given us those downside targets, and really worrying here, we've got 42% downside and 49%. You actually start to look at the percentages almost more than you do the price. So if we see new lows on the Chinese market, these were the lows that have come in today. Those are green, they'll turn red by the end of the day. If we see this that's activating that downside target. So this tells us we've got a downtrend and downside targets that were given and met. So that is also quite a worry there. If we take a look at something like the FTSE, again on the long-term 1% box sizes, I prefer to use the log scale charts because they deal with the fact that the market has changed so much. You can of course do all your normal analysis on the charts, so you can actually draw your horizontal trend lines. You can draw the 45-degree trend lines yourself, but of course most people don't want to do that because the system does it automatically when you press the T key. And even on the one box charts, of course, you can go and place the trend lines on yourself. You won't have 45-degree lines, but you can actually trace manual trend lines there as well. If we take a look at some other things, so if we look at, say, the Dow Jones Index, we can take a look at the 60-minute chart here. So we're now starting to go to a shorter minute time frame. I just press the T key again, gives me the trends and targets, and here I see I've got these upside targets that were given and met, and now I'm getting downside targets. So that's really useful when it comes to doing that level of analysis. And in fact, we could go to a smaller box size. If I go to the 60-minute chart, request the 1-minute data. This is coming from Thomson Reuters icon. Updata sitting on top of Thomson Reuters icon. Will sit on top of Bloomberg. Over 50 systems that it will sit on top of. Here's the 1-minute chart. Press the T key and it's giving you the targets. And if we now want to watch this a little bit more closely, we just in the bottom right hand corner click this plus and minus sign, and we can see that that is then giving us more sensitive targets, and we can watch these build. You can also change the scale of the chart just by clicking on this to zoom in and out, so you're seeing a bigger chart, and you can drag a chart at any time just to move it around to where you want. Point and figure charts really interesting, of course, because they don't have any time frame built into the chart, so you can literally see here we do mark the years on the axis, but there's no time frame on the analysis, and that's one of the things that a lot of people do find quite tricky about point and figure charts. But the key thing is you can just take any chart in the Updata system and you can just draw the trend lines. So it could be a 60-minute chart, it can be a daily chart, it could be a 1-minute chart. You just hit the T key in your system on any chart you want, and it will give you the trends and targets. And the targets are so useful just at a single key press. So why not download a copy of Updata today, see for yourself, load a chart, and then just press the T key and see the targets.